Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. The Right Honorable Hunt County Bar Association is now convened. We are here with many of our esteemed members and some very honored guests and their families. First things first, I think I need to tell the members of the Bar Association that are here that the annual dues are now due and payable. If you expect to continue to have your pass into the courthouse, you'll need to get those paid. Our next legal clinic is Monday, July the 28th at Wesley United Methodist Church. Of course, we need our volunteers for that. Put that on your calendar. We'll be sending out reminders. That will convene at 5 o'clock or soon as thereafter as you can get there. And we thank all of those who attended the one this past Monday. Another matter for the bar is I've received an email from Justice of the Peace Williams, who is interested in setting up a teen court in Hunt County. And in that regard, any suggestions or ideas that the members might have, I would appreciate. My intention is to appoint a committee from that, and if you are interested in serving on that committee, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll let the fickle finger of fate select those. Also to announce to the bar, the 6th Court of Appeals in Texarkana, Judge Morris has advised me that they are looking for a staff attorney. There's an open position for a staff attorney, so if you know someone who would be available to take that, that is a valuable experience for someone starting out. I'd like to recognize our members of the bar. We got a great turnout here. We can't get everybody in the room. So we have many of them standing outside. If all our members of the bar would stand up, I'd like these young men and women who are our guests to be able to recognize you. Thank you. We are here to celebrate Law Day. Without the rule of law, we would not have the society that we have. The respect for the rule of law differentiates and distinguishes us from many other societies that are in the world. It has made us what we are. We have here with us the Honorable John L. Horn, our Hunt County Judge. And Judge Horn will present a proclamation. Interrupted his lunch, but
no, thank you very much, Mr. Garrett. And aside from the proclamation, I always, last year was the first time that I had the privilege and the honor of being here to recognize a group of individuals who, as Mr. Garrett said before, are vital to the way that our society operates today. And I have the greatest amount of respect and appreciation for the job that you do. So it's truly an honor for me to be here and recognize your vocation, your endeavors, and what you continue to strive to provide for our county in the ways of your service. So at this time, I'll read the proclamation. On May 1st, 2008, whereas this country was founded on the principle that voluntary adherence to the rule of law expands rather than limits the opportunities for freedom, and whereas a viable democracy requires understanding of the nature and basis of our freedoms and recognition of the individual responsibilities which those freedoms impose, and whereas the Law Day 2008 50th anniversary theme of the rule of law, Foundation for Communities of Opportunity and Equity, encourages all of us to examine the rule of law, our role in its sustainability, and its role in protecting our communities, our democracy, opportunity, equity, and all that is most precious to us. Now therefore at this time, we the Commissioners Court of Hunt County, Texas, do hereby proclaim Thursday, May 1st, 2008, Law Day in Hunt County, Texas, and urge the citizens, schools, businesses, and media of Hunt County to use this occasion to preserve and strengthen the rule of law. In official recognition whereof, we hereby fix our signatures 14th day of April 2008. Thank you.
thank you, Judge. In addition to Judge Horn, we also have present other judges from our Hunt County Courthouse, one of whom, Judge Joe Leonard, will be making our presentation today and speak on the rule of law, the foundation for our communities of opportunity and equity. Join me in welcoming Joe Leonard.
Thank you, President Garrett, distinguished guest participants, families, invited guests, members of the bar. It's very kind of you to offer me a chance to talk on the 50th anniversary of Law Day. So when Law Day was created, it was designed to underscore how law and the legal process have contributed to the freedoms that all Americans share. That's a pretty serious topic, and when we talk about the rule of law, it's very serious. And so my wife said, well, don't you have a joke? I said, no. So serious. But so anyway, you can look online and you can find jokes on judges and lawyers. Did you know that? So anyway, a judge was listening to the arguments of a lawyer in court, and it just kept being dragged out and repetitive and tedious. Now that's a word that's invented for lawyers that are in court, I tell you, tedious. And so finally he just told the lawyer, well, I tell you what, counselor, it's just going in one ear and out the other. And so the lawyer looked back at him and said, well, that should be no surprise. There's nothing in there to stop it. Anyway, back when Dwight Eisenhower was our president was when the first Law Day was established. Were you alive then, Dan? I don't know. Do you remember Dwight? Okay, well anyway, I know you're being enthusiastic about it. So we have some definitions and ideas and what people say, comments, wise people. Some of my own ideas I put together here. I hope it's not too long. Anybody that sits out there, though, doesn't get any CLA. You can't hear. All right. The rule of law refers to a system of self-government with strong and accessible legal process. So that's like the roof. What are the pillars? Open courts. That's accessible legal process. Fair, publicized, we have the press here, broadly understood and stable laws. Diverse, competent, and independent lawyers and judges. What Shakespeare said, first kill all the lawyers. Did he say that because lawyers are bad people? Evil? No, he said that because tyranny could then be imposed without challenge. Here's a group of platitudes, or are they profound statements? That's up to you to decide. Here's from Thomas Paine in 1776, in Common Sense. In America, the law is king. For as in absolute governments, the king is law. So in free countries, the law ought to be king and there ought to be no other. So, is this going to be a noun as we deal with it, or you deal with it, or is it going to be a verb? Is it to rule or a rule, the rule? Sometimes it has to be action. Here's a caution to legislatures. Make laws that men cannot and will not obey only serves to bring all law into contempt. To make laws only brings all laws into contempt. One of the first things that Washington had to deal with after the country was started was a whiskey rebellion. And people didn't like it, but the law had to be enforced, and he did it. And they had to pay taxes. Our government is a government of liberty by, through, and under law. No man is above it, and no man is below it. Are there situations in our society where people are still below it? They shouldn't be. That's our challenge. That was stated by Theodore Roosevelt. One of the bulwarks is an independent judiciary. What did Musharraf in Pakistan do? He got rid of the judges. He got rid of the lawyers. So do you think that country has the rule of law? Our Constitution separates powers into three branches of government that you're all familiar with: executive, legislative, and judicial. And they have checks and balances to operate. Many countries emphasize only one or two of these branches. It might be a dictatorship. This would be foreign to us. Now, here's something that has more of the verb of the rule of law to me. This is from an essay by Michael Mullane, This I Believe, in 2006. When you get right down to it, the rule of law only exists because enough of us believe in it and insist that everyone, even the non-believers, behave as it exists. It is a bulwark against both mob rule and the overweening power of the modern state. It is a strong box that keeps all our other values safe. Here's a statement by Marcy Hamilton in 2003. Every citizen should be governed by the same law, applied fairly and equally to all. Government favors may not be bought, and justice should be administered blindly in the sense that it never stoops to favoritism. One can decree governance, structure, and individual rights until one is blue in the face. But if there is no rule of law, then there is neither order nor liberty. In other words, it's a rule of law and not of men. The law is the ultimate and objective arbiter of justice versus a person or people who might be subject to arbitrary whims, nepotism, favoritism, prejudice, bigotry, bribery, power lust, or any other host of weaknesses. Consider John Adams before the Revolution. Do you remember the Boston Massacre? And he defended the captain and the soldiers that were charged with this outrage. He defended them in a court of law. They were being tried for homicide. And he got the captain acquitted, and all were found not guilty except two of the soldiers who started the firing, and they were found convicted of manslaughter. And so they applied for less harsh punishment, and the punishment applied to them was to have their thumbs burned. Now then, think about this though. Prejudice at that time that he was fighting against was actually propaganda. It was so bad in the news media. And how about favoritism? His cousin was Samuel Adams. He was one of the main instigators. And so he had to overcome all of these type of things, you know. And I think he showed the kind of spirit that we should act in. The rule of law protects us from vigilantism, mob rule. People can take the law to courts and not into their own hands, such as in lynchings or burnings. The rule of law protects us from violence, force, and tyranny on the part of our rulers by constraining and limiting political power, government, and the state. The rule of law protects us from discrimination. The rule of law protects us from abuse of power. As he said, Roosevelt said, no man is above the law and no man is below it. Some countries do not live up to this. One thing I'm proud of that one of our members of the local bar, Katie Ferguson, along with Judge John Marshall, who visits here, have gone to Poland to teach in their law schools, to teach them our ways of the rule of law. And I met a judge in Fort Worth. I've forgotten what his name was, but he's retired. But anyway, he's bringing the concept to Mongolia. And we sat there and talked at a luncheon, and I was just astounded, you know, all the things he did to try to give them their fundamental constitutional concepts and even statutes and things like that we could pass on to them. And he said, do you know Mongolia was never a communist state? I didn't know that. I would have presumed they were communist. What are some examples? Politics always works into every system. And so sometimes it can be dangerous if it works into law. But I want to give you two examples of people I think that overcame that. President Theodore Roosevelt was a Republican, and his natural political supporting would probably be that corporation and firms support him, you know, but he was the trust buster. He determined that he was going to stop the amalgamation of power and the suppression of people's rights that took place because of things like the oil trust. And how about Bobby Kennedy? His background was to be a Democrat, and of course labor unions often support the Democratic Party, so he was the prosecutor of the Teamsters Union, and so he went way beyond politics in my mind. Now the last person I want to comment about is a story from our last Bar Journal, Texas Bar Journal, April in 2008. It's a story about Rit Rider, which has been made into a documentary movie. So I'm going to read something from that. If you want to see it on TV, it's broadcast on June the 3rd on PBS. The producer is Francis Jallett, who spent a lot of time interviewing this person. Fred Cruz was a dangerous man, armed with little more than a pen and paper, sometimes tissue paper or paper bags, a basic understanding of the law, and an intense belief in basic human rights. Cruz was a threat to the authority of prison guards and wardens who watched over him in the 1960s. Labeled dangerous and an agitator, he was punished for writing his own appeal and legal documents for other prisoners. Cruz was acting in the spirit of the law, acting, a verb. He was nonviolent. He was very intelligent and very thoughtful, said the producer. He was sort of a civil rights hero for our prisoners. In 1961, the 21-year-old was sentenced to 50 years in prison for robbery by assault. He maintained he was not responsible for the robbery and set out to appeal his conviction. Unable to afford a lawyer, he read every law book he could find and filed an appeal pro se. When it was denied, he filed another appeal. After seeing what he perceived as cruel and brutal punishments imposed on other prisoners, he began to help them. One was a man sentenced to 3 years in prison but still serving time 2 months later. Another was a Muslim prisoner who alleged his rights to worship were being violated. This is back in the 60s. Using a rule that forbid prisoners from helping other prisoners write appeals and lawsuits, prison guards punished Cruz with solitary confinement. He often found his personal papers, letters, and files destroyed when he returned to his unit. He was banned from possessing law books and punished for owning a copy of the U.S. Constitution. Despite the many efforts to keep him from helping himself or others, Cruz refused to back down. Once Gillette, his lawyer, stepped in, he was able to file suit against the prison's director and prevailed in 1969. He wasn't a member of the bar, but he was truly a lawyer, working under our rule of law. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Judge Leonard. I'd also like to recognize we have our other district judge present here, Judge Rick Beacom. And for the members of the bar, we're unveiling our composite that we shot representing the bar membership last year, and with the consent of the county, we'll hope to have that placed in the halls between the courtrooms on the 3rd floor. Now for why we're really here. To recognize these wonderful students that we have here in Hunt County. You know, we had more state winners at the state level than any other county in the state of Texas. So I'd like to recognize those of you that are here, and in fact all our winners, and when I call your name, if you'll come up, and I've got a presentation for you. These students, we all should be very proud of them. We're doing a lot that's right in our education system here in Hunt County. And you know, all too often we hear about the bad things about education. Well, there's a lot that's going right, and we have a lot of students that we can really be proud of, and a lot of enthusiasm. You know, I interviewed these students on the GEUS cable program. I think it's going to be playing later on this month, and we're proud of y'all. So beginning with our poster contest, for 3rd place, on the 5th grade level, we had a tie with Diana Godsell and Angelita Godsell. Now you are Angelita. There's yours. There's a little something extra in there for you too. I think we have these for you. And Diana. Congratulations, Diana. Our statewide winners we have displayed up here. I'll point those out when they come up. Second place was Selma Velez. Go Selma. Congratulations. There's a little something in there for you, so don't drop it. Okay. In first place, Andres Cadena. Andres, you get a check for $100. Wow, huh? Congratulations, brother. In our poster contest for the 6th to the 8th grades, our third place winner is Courtney Lee Honeycutt. She's not here. Well, we'll see that she gets that. We're proud of her. Second place is Jenny Stewart. Jenny also placed 3rd in state level. Jenny, show us your. This was her entry. Thank you, Jenny. And our first place winner was Magali Salmaron. She hadn't made it either. Okay. Well, we've got a check for her as well. We'll see if she gets that. Our poster contest winners for the 9th to the 12th grades. Our third place winner was Samantha Harmon. Congratulations, Samantha. Our second place winner was Adam Risley. Risley. Adam. Congratulations, Adam. Proud of you, partner. And our first place winner, Gabrielle McCormick. Now, Gabrielle placed 1st at the state level. Her entry up on top. For that, Gabrielle, you are receiving a $100 award here from the Hunt County Bar Association, a state prize of $150, as well as a $50 gift certificate.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We had 3 levels of competition. One was the poster, which we've just gone through, a photography contest, and an essay contest. In our photography contest, our third place winner was Colleen Dooley. Congratulations, Colleen. There you go. Second place was Lacey Hansel. Congratulations. And our first place winner was Alexandra Anthony. And Alexandra Alexandra, turn around, Alexandra, so they can get your face. That's the best part of it. Alexandra was also placed first in the state of Texas on their state level. This is Alexandra's creation. So Alexandra, your state prize is a $400 check. And our In our essay contest, our third place winner, Azucena Robles. I think that's Susie, right?
Yes.
There you go. Congratulations. And our second place winner, our hand. And our second place winner is Rachel McLeod. And our first place winner, Mariana Fanos. Congratulations, Mariana. We're proud of you. Okay. We're proud of all.
Do you mind if my father gets a picture?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
You don't know how proud I am of the efforts that you all did. This was not a required project. This was voluntary over and above what you were doing in school. And the creativity and the the intelligence that was displayed in doing this is I find amazing, and I am really proud of you students. So we want to thank you for your hard work, your participation. We hope you do this again next year, and especially to the teachers, without whom we couldn't have had this happen. And I know we warded and bugged them, and they may not let us do it again next year because we kept, saying we want everybody we can to get into this, and I think that without their help we couldn't have got it done. Their encouragement to the students themselves. We had more winners on the state level than any other county in the state of Texas. Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Hunt County. We got the best students in the state of Texas here in Hunt County, without a doubt. Every day I pinch myself that I get to actually do this. I get to be a lawyer. It's a wonderful profession. Like the judge said, we get to be the bulwark. People come to us to help with their problems. It's a wonderful opportunity that I've had to go through this and do this in life. Sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes we get irritated or antagonized by the judges, but that's just part of it, But all in all, it's the best job one person could ever ask for. So, and I think you all have shown that there is really a recognition among our young people as to what the value of the rule of law is in our society. And without all of us have an integral part in ensuring that rule of law stays in place. Because without all of us standing up for the rule of law, it can easily be lost. It really can. And we've made a lot of progress in this country in following the law and sticking to the rule of law. We may not always like the law, but there are ways to work within the law and to change the laws if they need to be changed. I want to thank the press for being here. Brad Keller from the Herald Banner. And Goose is here filming this. We taped interviews with all these students, and we're taping this luncheon here today, and I'm informed that will be available for viewing on Channel 34 beginning May 15th through the 31st, and will run at 10:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. daily. The Goose has also advised me that DVDs are available for the purchase of $15 and can be ordered and paid for at the front desk of Goose. Juice. All right. Very good. I stand corrected. Thank you, Mr. Perkins. there any other business to come before the bar by any of the members?
How about a round of applause for Mr. Garrett?
Somebody else will be running this next year. But I have enjoyed it. It has been a great thrill to me to be able to do this and get this program as the level we have it. And I expect it to continue, and I expect to be here next year and see a lot of you faces who will be back in school next year here again. Now, for those of you who are our award winners, you and two of your parents, your meals are paid for. The rest of you will need to pay for your meals on the way out. Okay? So, with that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Have a second? All those in favor? We are adjourned. Hello, my name is Jay Garrett, and it has been my pleasure to serve as the president of the Hunt County Bar Association for the past 2.5 years. 50 years ago, President Eisenhower proclaimed the first Law Day, saying, "We must explain to the rest of the world the meaning, the essentiality, and the purpose of the rule of law, as it is understood by the American people and by democracies throughout the world. And we must begin to do a better job of it, and we must begin to do that now." As a part of our Law Day celebration, we have involved local schools and students in an exploration of the rule of law through essays, photos, and posters. 116 students from 5 of our schools in Hunt County competed for prizes on the local levels, showing amazing range in their talent and creativity in expressing their ideas regarding the rule of law. It was also our great honor that 4 of our local winners placed in the statewide contest, a feat not matched by any other county in the state of Texas. We can all take great pride in these students, some of whom are with us here. May I first introduce
Mariana Finesse.
Mariana, what school do you attend?
I attend Greenville High School.
And in what grade?
I'm a senior.
Okay. When did you enter the Law Day competition?
I first began my sophomore year, and I have done it ever since, so all 3 years.
Okay. And did you compete in the poster, the essay, or the photo?
I competed in the essay contest.
Okay. What does the rule of law mean to you?
Well, pretty much rule of law is about the law's supremacy, and so it is up to the citizens of our nation to follow the law's supremacy.
And how did you demonstrate this in your entry?
Well, my essay is all about the law's supremacy and how citizens need to uphold that, about how America's nation is where the law is king, whereas in a monarchy in other nations, the king is law.
As you know, you're winning some prize money.
I know, I can't wait.
Okay, and what are your plans for that?
Well, I am a senior. I have to start saving up for college, so I know it sounds kind of boring, but it's going to be pretty practical to use it for college.
Okay, and what are your hobbies and interests?
I'm very actively involved with the Greenville High School band, so of course most of my time goes to playing my saxophone, practicing, just jazzing around.
Okay. What are your favorite hobbies or interests? That?
Probably,
okay.
yes,
okay.
Of course, my saxophone.
Yeah. And your favorite school subject?
Math. I love math very much. Right now I'm in calculus with Miss Jiggers at the high school, and I enjoy it. Can't wait for the AP test.
Do you have any pets?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Too busy with school, huh?
Of course.
Okay.
I plan to get pets.
Okay. Who all is in your family?
It's in my house right now. It's my mother and my father and my younger brother, who's just began high school with me this year, and we're very close. We're a very close-knit family.
And what do you plan to do after graduation?
I hope to attend Southern Methodist University in Dallas, where I want to double major in finance, there's math again, and pre-law. And so this was pretty good background for me because I'll need it in my major at school. And after that, I hope to proceed on to law school and become a business attorney.
We thank you for being with us here today, and we certainly appreciate your participating in this competition.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Garrett. It was very nice to meet you as well.
You're welcome. Continuing with our interviews, I have here with us, your name is?
Rachel McLeod.
Okay. Rachel, which school do you attend?
I attend Greenville High School.
And in what grade?
I'm in the 11th grade.
Okay. Why did you enter the Law Day competition?
I wanted to challenge myself and to present my interpretation of the rule of law.
Did you compete in the poster, the essay, or the photo competition?
I competed in the essay contest.
Okay. Do you have that here with you today?
Yes. That's right.
Okay. What does the rule of law mean to you and the theme for this year?
Rule of law is the foundation of each community, and everything revolves around it, and without it, our world would be complete chaos.
And how did you demonstrate that in your essay here?
The first part I wrote about a mock scenario of me on an average day driving to school. However, no laws exist in our community, and the community is complete chaos. And in the second part, I stressed the importance of laws and how everyone in the community is affected by laws, both directly and indirectly.
Now, as you know, you've got some prize money coming for your award.
Yes, sir.
How do you plan to use that?
I plan to attend PJC classes during the summer.
Will you enter the contest again next year?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. What are your hobbies and interests?
I love learning new stuff. I learned learning sign language. I've been teaching myself sign language since I was 7, and I really enjoy that.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have 2 wonderful dogs.
Okay. Who all's in your family?
Just my mother and I.
Okay. And what do you plan on doing this summer?
Attending PJC. I'm also going to Europe and Florida to see my brother's wedding.
Okay. Thank you for being here with us, and we certainly do thank you for participating in this competition.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. I have also here with us tonight, what is your name?
Susie Robles.
Okay, Susie, what school do you attend?
I attend Greenville High School.
And in what grade?
I'm in the 11th grade.
Okay. Why did you enter this Law Day celebration contest?
Well, my teacher was talking about it in class, and she said that would be a good opportunity for us. So me and my friend Chelsea, we always enter things together, so we decided it would be a fun thing to do.
And did you compete in the poster, the essay, or the photo competition?
I competed in the essay.
And did you have that here with you tonight?
Here it is.
Okay. What does the rule of law mean to you?
Well, rule of law means to me, it's something that I know will protect me and that it will always give me equal opportunities. And I know that I can chase my dreams and my goals without being discriminated or prejudiced.
And how did you demonstrate this in your essay?
Well, in my essay, I wrote how every man has to obey the law and how rules are set and we must always obey them, and how I give an example on if anyone were ever mistreated, how that rule can help them and protect them.
Very good. Now, as you know, you're going to get some award money for this. What are your plans for that?
Well, I was planning on using it for my college funds, and I will also be attending PJC this summer.
Excellent. Will you be entering the contest again next year?
Yes, definitely.
So it was an enjoyable experience?
It was. I have fun writing it.
Do you have any hobbies or interests?
I like reading. I absolutely love reading different kinds of books, and I love drawing. It's so fun. It lets me get my emotions out.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Well, my favorite subject was English, but at the moment it's BCIS because I want to grow up to be a computer programmer, so I'm learning a lot.
So that's computer information systems?
Yes.
Okay. What do you plan to do this summer?
This summer, I actually plan to go to Mexico and go visit my family over there. And after that, I'm going to attend some classes at PJC over the summer.
Okay, well, Susie, we certainly appreciate your entering the contest and the great job you did in your essay.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you enter again next year.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay. Throughout the years, Law Day has engaged the public in discussion on relevant issues that focused on enhancing universal knowledge of our government, structures, and legal processes. In recent years, the Law Day themes address youth in democracy, our system of separation of powers, and the American jury. And we have here with us another contestant. And what is your name?
Alexandra Anthony.
Okay, Alexandra, what school do you attend?
I attend Greenville High School,
Okay, and what grade?
11th.
Why did you enter the Law Day competition?
My English teacher and my history teacher talked to us about it, and I decided to see what I could do.
Just as a challenge?
Yes.
Okay, and what does the rule of law mean to you?
That the government is always going to be there, and it's the foundation for us, and that the law should be equal for everybody.
And how did you demonstrate this in your competition?
I had a set of scales saying that the law should be equal for everyone.
Did you participate in the essay, the photo, or the poster contest?
The photo contest.
Okay, and did you have that here with you today?
Yes.
Okay, could you hold that up for us? There you go. And you set up and had this picture made?
Yes, I took the picture.
Okay, and who's that in the picture?
I'm in the picture.
Oh, took a
But
picture.
somebody else took it.
Okay. So, what does the picture demonstrate to us?
That I called it the scales of justice, and that the law should be equal for everyone.
Okay, and why does the scales of justice, the person holding it, why is she blindfolded?
Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
And the scales of justice are blind.
And blind so that everybody will be treated equally?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what are your plans for your award that you're receiving?
I'm planning on putting it in my savings account that I have for after I graduate high school and college.
Okay. Will you enter the contest again next year?
If I have the opportunity, I would like to try to.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies or interests?
I am in flashes at my school, and I take dance for 3 or 4 hours a week.
Okay. What's your favorite school subject?
It's actually history. I've always liked history. My dad talks to me about it all the time, and both my grandpas were in wars, and I just grew up with it.
And without knowing history, we're doomed to repeat our mistakes.
Exactly,
Okay.
we are.
Do you have any pets?
No, sir.
Okay. And who all is in your family?
My dad and my sister and my younger sister and my mom.
Okay. And what do you plan to do this summer?
I'm going to be the head lifeguard at Oak Creek, and I'm taking classes at PJC.
Okay. What are your plans after you graduate from school?
I want to go to Texas A&M University in College Station. That's what I think.
We're very proud to have you have competed in this competition and to be recognized for your award, and we hope to see you again participate, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay. Here with us is another contestant. This is Lacey. What's your full name?
Lacey Hansel.
Okay, Lacey, what school do you attend?
I attend Greenville High School,
And in what grade?
12th grade.
Why did you enter our Law Day competition, Lacey?
I entered the competition in hopes of gaining money for my education next fall in college.
Did you compete in the poster, essay, or photo contest?
I participated in the photo competition.
Okay. And this is your entry here?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. How does your entry demonstrate the Law Day theme to us?
It has a bunch of different pictures that I put into a collage. It has a picture of the church, which is one of my favorites, that just shows our freedom of religion and that we're not discriminated based on that. It also has police cars in the police office, as well as the courthouse, which just shows our equality in the courts and trials that we have. And yeah, and also, oh yeah, in the background is a flag, which I really, really like because it just shows all the opportunities that we've had because of all the people that have fought for us in different wars just to try to make an education in future for us.
Very interesting. What are your hobbies or interests?
I'm varsity head cheerleader at the high school, so I've always had an interest in cheerleading. Since I was little, I've competed, and that's always been fun. I also like to go on different mission trips outside the country and inside the country. And I love wakeboarding at the lake with my family and traveling.
Do you have a favorite subject in school?
Definitely science. I like it because it's very challenging.
You have any pets?
Yes, I have 3 dogs. I have a teacup Yorkie, a miniature Sheltie, and then a Yorkie/Pomeranian.
And who all is in your family?
I have my mom and dad. Their names are Jeff and Shelly, and I have 2 twin sisters.
What do you plan to do this summer?
This summer, I plan to lifeguard at the J. Lee City Pool for my 3rd year and get some college classes in before I head to college next fall, or this fall.
And after graduation, your plans are?
To go to Texas A&M in College Station and major in biomedical science, and then go to the University of Texas at Houston to get my master's as a CRNA.
Okay. Thank you very much. We do appreciate and are thrilled at your entry into the competition. You demonstrated great creativity in putting this together.
Thank you.
And talent as well. So thank you again on behalf of the Hunt County Bar Association for participating.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we have Colleen. Can you tell us your full name, Colleen?
Colleen Dooley,
Okay. Ms. Dooley, what school do you attend
Greenville High School,
and what grade?
11th.
Can you tell us why you entered the Law Day competition?
Well, the competition really interested me. I like the subject. I like the subject of law.
And did you compete in the poster, the essay, or the photo contest?
I entered the photo contest.
Okay. And that's your photo you brought with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what can you tell me before we talk to about your photo? What does the rule of law mean to you as far as this competition? What your understanding was?
Well, rule of law really interests me because I am interested in history and the effects of the law on our society.
And how did your photo demonstrate our Law Day theme to us?
Well, the Law Day theme was the foundation of law, and I put together what I believe our real foundation of law is, which is the preamble to the Constitution on top of the American flag, which is what brought our country together in the first place.
Okay. And for that, you know, you receive a little reward.
Mm-hmm.
What are your plans for your reward?
Well, I plan on using some of it for college or spending it.
Do you plan to enter the contest again?
Sure, next year.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies or interests you'd like to share with us?
Well, I've been in cheerleading since I was in 7th grade. I like to travel a lot. I love to go different places. And I like reading. Also, I enjoy theater and drama.
You have a full, busy life.
I'm very busy.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
History.
And why is that?
I enjoy hearing about the past, and since law interests me, I plan on going into law whenever I become older. I like hearing about that most of all.
Okay. You have any pets?
Yes, I have a dog, Willie, and 3 cats.
They get along all right?
Not often.
Okay. And your family, can you tell us a little bit about your family?
Yes, I live with my mom and my dad, Tim and Bonnie, and my sister, Dawn.
Okay. And what's your plans for this summer?
I plan on lifeguarding, hopefully at the J. Lee City Pool, and just hanging out with my friends.
Okay. We appreciate your entering the Law Day competition, and we're impressed, of course, with your entry and the creativity and the talent and intellect that it reflected that you have, and look forward to seeing you at our Law Day luncheon.
Thank you.
Okay. The theme of Law Day 2008 is the rule of law, foundations for communities of opportunity and equality. Law Day 2008 explores the meaning of the rule of law, fostering public understanding of the rule of law through discussion of its role in a free society. Many people do not make the connection between the rule of law and their daily lives. Their safety, their jobs, their health, their education, their infrastructure, all depend on the rule of law. Advancing the rule of law helps achieve an array of public benefits. We all have a stake in the rule of law, and we all can do our part to strengthen it. The rule of law refers to a system of self-government with a strong and accessible legal process. It features a system based on fair, publicized, broadly endorsed, and stable laws, and diverse, competent, and independent lawyers and judges. This foundation is essential to foster sustainable communities of opportunity and equality. Without the rule of law, individuals are consigned to live in societies characterized by violence, poverty, illness, and ignorance. We have another contestant here with us, and your name is?
Gabrielle McCormick.
Gabrielle. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Which school do you attend, Gabrielle?
I go to Greenville High School.
Okay. And which grade are you in?
I'm a senior this year.
Why did you enter the Law Day competition, Gabrielle?
Well, I plan to be a political science major next year, and so I thought that this would give me a good start, and I thought that I owed it to my major to enter into this contest.
Did you compete in the poster, the essay, or the photo portion of the contest?
I competed in the poster contest.
Okay. Now, before we talk about that, let me ask you first, in generality, what does the rule of law mean to you personally?
I think the rule of law symbolizes freedom that I demonstrated in my poster, because we are free to do what we choose, whether it's wrong or right, but we do have that right to choose what we want to do. So I think that the rule of law just symbolizes freedom and allowing us to uphold freedom as the foundation for government.
And how did your poster demonstrate this?
Well, I have a group of students sitting at desks, and they're holding up the word freedom. And so I think that it symbolizes our future generations have to uphold freedom in order for our government and the United States to be successful.
Okay. When I looked at that, it struck me as possibly one of your meanings was that all these students with their hands in the air also may have demonstrated that we have the right of freedom of speech.
We do.
And that these students are free to speak their minds on the views that they hold or wish to share.
And I also did it in black and white because I feel as though freedom has no color. Freedom is allowed for everybody, no matter what color you are. So that's why I chose to do it in these colors.
Okay. Gabrielle, we're very proud of you because your poster won first place in the state of Texas.
Yes.
Okay. And no small accomplishment and a great sense of pride for Hunt County.
Thank you.
You've represented us well in that. What are your plans for your award money?
I actually run my own business, so the money will go towards that. I own my own art business.
You have an art business?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of hobbies or interests do you have?
Art. I participate in basketball. I was a member of the track team. I'm the president of a couple of clubs at school, and I also listen to a lot of music.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
History, art, and government.
Okay. Not one thing. That's a pretty broad spectrum.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
I have a dog named Buster.
Okay. And who all's in your family?
I live with my mom, and I'm really close to my cousins, aunts, and everybody.
Okay. What do you plan to do after graduation?
I plan to attend the Texas A&M University Commerce at the Honors College on a full scholarship.
Excellent. Okay. And you've already gotten your scholarship, I take it, huh?
Yes.
Okay. How excited are you about being a winner at the state level?
I'm very excited because I originally had intended to do a paper, so I'm glad I switched to the poster competition.
Okay. Right. Are you planning on attending the Law Day Awards in Austin, Texas?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you'll be an honored guest down there?
Yes.
As a representative of Hunt County, too?
Yes.
Okay. Gabrielle, we are very proud to have you have entered this competition and that the results that you have achieved. I think you're a great ambassador for Hunt County and for the youth of Hunt County, and show that our schools here are doing us right in the way that the education that we're having. So thank you again from the Hunt County Bar Association.
Thank you.
Okay. And now we have with us Adam. Adam, can you tell us your full name?
Adam Carey Risley.
Okay, and what grade are you in, Adam?
I'm a junior.
Okay. And what school do you attend?
Greenville High School.
Okay. Why did you enter our Law Day competition?
I wanted to show everyone my interpretation of what I believe the rule of law is.
Okay. And before you show us your entry, was it a poster that you entered?
Yes, a poster.
Okay. Before you show us that, can you tell us in your own mind what the rule of law means to you?
I believe the rule of law gives everyone an equal chance in their pursuit of happiness.
And your poster that you made, can you show that to us? Okay. How did you demonstrate the Law Day theme in this poster?
Well, President Bush represents the law, and then Hitler represents anarchy, and blind justice holds up this balance, showing that law outweighs anarchy.
Most creative.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, you're going to get a small award. What are your plans for your award money?
I'm just going to say that.
Okay. Will you plan to enter the contest again next year?
Yes.
Was it enjoyable?
Yes.
Okay.
It was fun.
Brought out your creativity too. And your hobbies, I take it, is in robotics?
Yes, I love robotics. I love art. I like to draw.
Okay. And in your robotics, you were just telling me that the school robotics team won a national competition this past weekend? World competition. Okay. And that's something our community can be proud of as well.
It's a huge accomplishment.
Okay. Is that sponsored by the high school?
It's sponsored by the high school and a company just outside Greenville, Rack Solutions.
Okay. Now, what's your favorite subject in school?
History.
And why is that?
I just love the past. It's just fun.
Find it intriguing?
Yes. It's the easiest subject to come to me. And
Okay. Do you have any pets?
yes, I have one dog, Shady.
Okay. How about your family? Who all's in your family?
My parents, and then I have an older brother, Michael, and my youngest sister, Laura.
Okay. And what do you plan to do this summer?
I'm planning to go on a hiking trip in New Mexico.
And whereabouts in New Mexico?
It's Cimarron City.
Okay.
Just a little city.
That'll be an energetic endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Adam, we appreciate and take pride in your entry and in our Law Day competition. The Hunt County Bar Association is proud to have students like you that show that our education system is working and doing something right here, and hope that you'll attend our Law Day luncheon on May 1st.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now we have with us, your name is?
Samantha Harmon,
Okay, Ms. Harmon. What school do you attend?
Greenville High School.
And what grade?
I'm a senior this year.
Okay. And why did you enter our Law Day competition?
Well, there was prize money in it for it if you won, and I need some college money, so that's my main reason.
Okay. Now, did you compete in our poster, our essay, or photo contest?
I did the poster contest.
Okay.